And we are live in five. Huh. See where that microphone's coming in from. Hello. Hello. I don't see that I've got any. Okay. A little bit of feedback on the microphone. Not a lot. Wow. All right. I guess we're live in five, four, three, two, one. Greetings and salutations, wizard, warrior, wanderer, and wayfarer alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. I do see you in the ideas room, free gift from God. How is the sound quality? Let me know. Can you give me a little feedback? Good evening. So I normally meet with Frater Tomas on Monday nights and Thursday nights sometimes, but because of the New Year day, I was thrown off a day, and I was thinking all day long that today was Monday, but it turns out that it's actually Tuesday here in the central kingdom of the celestial dragon. Thank you for that free gift from God. I see that you just asked me a question in the Discord, and it says, let me show folks what the Discord looks like. I think I can share my screen. Share screen. Select a window or screen. Live streaming. Let's go with entire screen. Okay, yeah, looks good. Looks like we've got the echo going through. So I was just in the Lunar Light Entertainment Discord, and I posted the Frank Monday New Year's updates, hangout, and journal review. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. But I just saw a question from a guy called Regular Joe, and he says, um, is there any significance to the first words you say in a year? So you can see that here. Let me give it a little reaction to this. Not sure if this is working real time. I like the wizard. Oh, that gave reaction to the wrong thing, huh? It's okay. We'll throw it up here. We'll give him the thumbs up for that one. Yeah. Did you guys see that? Okay. Were you Not sure if you were or not. Okay. So if it's your first time, don't let it be your last time. Welcome to another live jive archive on the Frank Monday channel. I am your host, Frank Monday, broadcasting to you from the Central Kingdom of Celestial Dragon, Twilight Zone, Old Peking. Make sure, if you get the opportunity, guys, check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Put a little something in the tip jar. So, Regular Joe over on the Lunar Light Entertainment Discord asked, "Is there any significance to the first words you say in the beginning of a year on New Year's Day?" I think so. I think there are a lot of superstitions around the tradition of New Year's. Um, a couple of the traditions we have in the are specific things that you eat in order to ensure that you are healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? Additionally, there are New Year's wishes, right? So at the stroke of midnight, you should make a New Year's wish. I think that's high magic right there, right? Wish for something nice for yourself and your family. Um, the more things you have that empower the goodness of your life, the better off you are, and the better you are able to help other people. And for your invocations, yeah, definitely. Like you see me day one, man. I'm doing the invocation of Abraxas, right? So stop your scrolling for just a moment and pray. Would you pray with me? Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness. We adore thee and we invoke thee. Send us one of your divine spiritual agents, our holy guardian angel, to protect and guide us through the innumerable snares of the earthly sphere, and a cleansing wind to disperse all negativity and endless human opinion, and to teach us those things which you would have us know for the completion of the great work and to the glory of thine ineffable name. Amen. So it is commanded and confirmed. So mote it be. Yeah, you watched that? Good man, thank you. So, Free Gift from God or Frater Francis out in Jersey, the Jersey Devil, is collaborating with us on this one. Hey, do you want to go live, man, with me? I don't even know. I'm using YouTube's in-house app, so I don't even know if I can. You don't have access to this feature. You don't have access to this feature. I was going to see if I could invite you to go live with me, but it says that I don't have access. I would have to reboot and do it again on StreamYard. Okay, good man. Yeah, anytime. You know, I always love having you on the show, man. You make for very interesting live streams. So I had been thinking about new video formats for 2024, and I was getting pretty excited. And I looked over a few. One that I want to do is me in front of the chalkboard. So I'm calling this, I don't have my notes on me, I don't think. Let me see. Anyway, I'll just go from memory then. I'm calling this one Magic from the Chalkboard. So it's not actually a chalkboard, of course. It's a what is that? Those big computer screens. Not even a whiteboard. It's an electronic board. So that's kind of fun. I did one already. What did you think of that? Did you guys like that? That was just a teaser. I stopped short. I was just doing that between classes actually. And so you can actually hear some students chiming in on the background on that one. And I thought I would do 60-second invocations as well for the shorts. So I'm going to start doing magical shorts. That'll be like, that'll be fun. Uh, Instructive. So I want to strive to be more academic in 2024. It's the year of the wood dragon, right? So we've got a lot of powerful energy. Um, Free gift from God. I'm curious, man. Did you participate in the last 100-day challenge, even if just like off and on? And I mean, give some attention to it. I think that you probably. Give me a second. Sorry for the cock shot, guys. Um, I felt like it was looking a little dark in here, so since we've actually got a good live show going on, and Frater Francis, the Jersey Devils here, so I thought maybe I throw a little light on the situation, make it look a little more professional. Free gift from God says, Frank, did you know that the bond of relationship, whether it be from the group or whatever, creates a stronger egregore in order to open up a channel and gain gnosis? Did you know that the bond of a relationship, whether it be from a group or whatever, yeah, I believe in that. I do not. I did give attention, of course. I'm slowly trying to get tarot and the arcane of sorts. Okay, cool. I'm not like you've asked me about that in the past, and I'm not super familiar with Gnostic teachings, but I came across gnosis, the idea of gnosis, long before I even knew the word. And I knew immediately when I heard the word that what I was looking for should be deemed gnosis, like an intrinsic, intuitive understanding of certain things in the cosmos. So, as you know, Frater Francis, I'm a natural born magician, which means that I came into the world riding the vow in the wake of on the bow of compassion and understanding and enlightenment to the arcane arts to an extent, to an extent that all of us do. But I think that one of the big differences between me and the average individual, your average bear, is that with this understanding, I naturally sought out magical texts and didn't allow the human opinion to destroy me or to destroy my original oneness. And so I think that's something that separates me from the mass or the herds, as it were. I'm slowly getting to know the tarot. The secrecy of a cult or coven is what makes the bond stronger, in turn making egregore come through stronger. Wow, that's interesting. So I do believe that to an extent, right? As the great Christ character said, when two or more are in my name, gather in my name. then I will be there among thee, which would mean that for the solitary practitioner, right? Not always necessarily there with you. I've been a solitary practitioner for a long, long time. I've joined a lot of magical orders in order to receive their initiation into those orders, right? Like I was telling you earlier, I've been initiated into lots of different martial arts schools, the Japanese, the Chinese, external arts, internal arts. I got initiated. My first initiation, I believe, was into Discordia. And at the same time, I had trappings of the Golden Dawn because I received hypnotherapy from one of Israel Regardi's students there in the Long Beach area, LA area. Um, and then after that, it was the Universal Society of the Integral Way in my late teens with Master Nihua Ching's teachings. And then after that, it was an official Golden Dawn entry in the countryside. They got like guys that had the robes and did all of the stations. So like I went through their neophyte and zealater grades, and they had all the regalia, the layman's hand sewn robes. Like if you'd have walked in on it in the deep south, you would have thought it was a clan meeting, pointy hats and everything. So good fun. And then finally, my most recent was with Poke Runyon's Ordo Templi Astarte, or the Church of Hermetic Sciences. So good stuff. Um, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So fellowshipping with those people can be really great, but it can also be dangerous. Like, unless you find a really good group of people with pure intent, you're always going to find those people that are psychic vampires in those groups that have a lot of negative refinement to their ego, a very weighty type thing. And you're like, oh my God, you can just feel it when they walk in. And you think, right? You think if you're in the halls of Amente and the great god Matt, Hermes was there, Trismegistus Tahuti, and he was weighing your heart against a feather. Like this person's heart is so rock solid and black that the feather would just pop off the scale and they would be sucked into the abyss. But yeah, you got to keep your sincerity and genuineness, and that keeps your heart light and airy. Laugh a lot. Don't take yourself too seriously. So with the question you asked me, what do I think about like invocations you make at the start of the year? Yeah, I think they're really powerful, but at the same time, don't get mired in the doctrine and the dogma, right? Be wary of superstitions that no longer serve you. But I feel you, Jersey Devil, as a kindred spirit, and I think that you are even way far more ahead than I am. Like, I don't know if you've done the essential, um, what we call Xu Shen, or like transforming the body, the Xi Shui Jing, the bone marrow and tendon washing exercises. Like, I don't think you've done those, but to some extent, that can be a huge fucking waste of time too. But like with your magical inquiries and your studies and so on, like softening your personality and like enlivening the pearl of the mind. I think at your age you're like way ahead of me where I was at your age. So that's really cool to see. And that may be true with a lot of younger people. Like they might not have to, like my generation, we underwent that heavy kung fu training and internal arts, like swinging weights off our cock and shit, and like doing iron palm training. This stuff can be exhausting to the physical body and the Jing Chi. And in the long run, like how many fights are you going to get in? I mean, it's really useful in flowery battle and doing sex magic, but like to an extent, it can be a huge fucking waste of time. Like the ROI, you got to think about that, the return on investment. And some of that stuff can be such a long, arduous path. Like your investment is so high that even like I'm not going to say that the returns aren't great. They can be, but it can be a huge waste too. Someone asked me just the other day in a chat, they said, does physical strength equate spiritual strength? And I was like, no, absolutely not. Obviously you want to keep your body firm and well nourished and all of that stuff, protected from invasive pernicious winds and stuff like that. But when you develop all of that extra huge muscle and stuff, like it just weighs your body down and it makes you more um materialized. So not great. Secrecy is important. You're right. And like that's why D&D is so much fun. Like I've been doing Dungeons and Dragons with a group of kids here at the high school level, and immediately you form a little cult. And if you're a DM, then you're the cult leader immediately. Like you describe the environments, you set forth the monsters. I was just pontificating on all of this in my journals and in getting ready for the next 100-day challenge. The next 100-day challenge, guys, is going to be Way of the Scholar Warrior. So I've already conferred with Frater Tomas, and he's going to be working closely with me on this one. And we're behind the scenes. Maybe I should have kept that name secret, as you said, but no, I had decided on this one. Even the first 100-day challenge I did, that's what it was supposed to be, but it didn't work out that way. So I think we've done 500-day challenges now, but we're done with Pathways of the Magi, and then we're going to be stepping into the very next one, which is going to be Way of the Scholar Warrior. So good fun, good magic. But I was just going over like, what was I saying? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Secrecy and forming cults and Dungeons and Dragons, and then so this GIF isn't finished yet. This pictogram isn't infographic isn't done yet, but you can have a quick look at it. It's going to be one of the infographics I'm presenting in the upcoming infographic isn't done yet, but you can have a quick look at it. It's going to be one of the infographics I'm presenting in the upcoming challenge. And I'll be doing this one in the form of isolates. I already started it today. Like if you watched the video I made today, it looked something like this. So I drew the gourd, right? The gourd of the human body. And I just introduced everyone. So some terminology we're going to need for the upcoming 100-day challenge is going to be some of the jargon in Chinese esoteric mysticism in order to correspond these things in the Western system. So I had shown this infographic on the last video I did, Magic School, right? Magic from the Chalkboard. So that's what I'm going to be calling it. That's its working title anyway for now. You know me, I oftentimes change names on things halfway through, but for now it's called Magic from the Chalkboard. All right, we're at the quarter of the hour, so let me do a quick update. Welcome, Wizard, Warrior, Wanderer, and Wayfarer alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. I'm your host for the hour of a live Jive archive, Frank Monday, broadcasting to you from the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon. If it's your first time, don't let it be your last time. Please hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe, all that happy horse shit that keeps YouTube's algorithms barking like Pavlov's dog. Make sure to check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday for some more behind the scenes, titillating conversation and articles and essays and PDFs and that kind of thing. Also, you can become a member of my Buy Me a Coffee for as little as $1 a month. Obviously, one of those reoccurring subscription charges that Dark Side Phil would be extremely happy to talk about. So I'm not a criminal, right? A little Dark Side Phil action for you guys there. What does Dark Side Phil call it? E-begging. I'm not e-begging. I didn't jerk off on camera. I love that fucking guy, man. I don't even think he's on the internet anymore, but I watched people that did documentaries on him, and I thought, good God, what a lovable character. That guy fucking that guy was on point. Anyway, so funny. But I will always, as long as I do YouTube and do e-begging, I will think of Dark Side Phil. So there it is. There you can do a little screenshot of that. That shows you that we're dealing with Jing Qi Shen. So I had mentioned these three, and I was elaborating on them here in my notebook, and I've done it so many times that I do it constantly from memory. So that active recall is an important aspect of structuring your magic. The first thing you want to consider is what kind of content, right? What is the knowledge lectures that I'm going to be putting into my spirit, mind, and body, right? And then how am I going to do that? In the Chinese system, we train the body first. The body will then train the mind. The mind can observe the body and receive training from it. Then the mind will train the spirit. So the spirit can observe the operation of the mind, observing the body. So it's metacognition, but on a double level. And then once you get to the level of spirit, when you raise to the level of control of your faculties and your future. So that's what magic's really all about, man. Don't forget, the great work is before all things creation of man by himself. That is to say, mastery of his faculties and his future. It is ultimately the total liberation of the magician's will through the magical method. And that comes to us from Eliphas Levi, the evil phallus. Okay, good deal. So Frater Francis out in Jersey. The Jersey Devil is with us. And if you guys have any questions for him or questions for me, just put them in the live chat. You can see there. And I wonder if YouTube, see, I'm broadcasting from YouTube tonight. I wanted to try it out. Sometimes I like to try out new platforms and new methods. I wonder if it will let me show your, let's see, pin message, remove, put user in timeout. It doesn't it lets me pin your message, but it won't let me display your message like unpinned message, pinned by Frank Monday. Yeah, it doesn't let me display your message in the chat here. So that's kind of shitty. But anyway, what are you going to do? Troll with the punches. So I was checking out Wikipedia this evening in doing some reference to the Taoist ideas. I discovered that like Wikipedia's changed a lot in the last 10 years. I mean, they have a lot more information on there about Taoism than they used to, and reference to texts and people and ideas that they never had in the past. So let's have a, there we go. So I was looking up the three treasures, which I had mentioned during my last magic school, Jing, Qi, and Shen. And wow, Wikipedia's got some dynamite coverage of this type of stuff. Like it says that they're the Sanbao, theoretical cornerstones in traditional Chinese practices such as Neidan, Qigong, and Tai Chi. Neidan is internal alchemy, and Qigong is breath practice, as you know. Neidan or internal alchemy, and Qigong or breath work. So we've got a synopsis here. It says Jing, Qi, and Shen are essence, breath, and spirit. They are the three main notions shared by Taoism and Chinese culture alike. They are often referred to as the three treasures, an expression that immediately reveals their importance and the close connection among them. The ideas and practices associated with each term and with the three terms as a whole are complex and vary considerably in different contexts. So good stuff there. So you can get an overview and a real easy way to learn about all of the terminology that I use in my videos for magic school. Because remember, it's going to be a syncretism, a synthesis of Eastern and Western esotericism. So these magical arts, mysticism, esoteric mysticism, these magical arts which originated in the central kingdom of the celestial dragon and then later made their way out into the Western world. And we're going to learn more about that. But we're going to take an academic and well-documented approach to these ideas. But at the same time, you're going to be dealing with it from a position of a person who has direct experiential evidence of manifestation of Qi and how that kind of thing works through magic. So it's going to be a really exciting series of lectures that I'm going to be giving both here on YouTube and for a broader audience, because I'm going to be recording these and making PPTs and PDFs that I can use in seminars. I should probably be kind of careful about how much I actually put on YouTube though, right? Because there's always people out there ripping off your ideas and just writing your work, but it doesn't matter because it's all practice for me. and all of it's going to be based on my own original thinking and the training that I went through as a young man in karate, taekwondo, kendo, and then later the Chinese internal arts of Xingyi Bagua, Tai Chi Chuan, as well as Qigong systems and Chinese Taoist magic right here at White Cloud Temple, because I do go in and pay the priests or the monks there to give me some behind the scenes training, and mostly just like conversation of the pictographs, because even after studying Chinese for 30 years, I'm still a beginner. I mean, that's how deep some of this information is. And some of it I understand a lot better than kids these days. Like with the esoteric texts and stuff, I'll talk about it sometimes with my high school students, and they'll be like, "I got no fucking idea what any of this says," and I'm like, "Wow, really?" And I can, read it and understand it in Chinese, and they're like, "Yeah, so much of it is allegory and metaphor. You have to be steeped in it to truly understand it," which I've done. I've steeped myself in the thing. So there are all kinds of ghosts and demons that surround the individual practitioner when you start on the pathways of the magi, and I really think it was interesting. Did you see my comments? um Free gift from God, did you see my comments on Damien Eccles' most recent video? He accidentally live streamed one of his course videos from his Patreon on YouTube, and I listened to it. It was about 40 minutes long, and I thought, good God, man, this guy's got some holes in his practice. And not to criticize him, I mean, to each his own. But he doesn't get it, man. Like he doesn't understand scrying in the spirit vision and the mage's eye and the mage's hand and different types of high level magics. Like he's hasn't even passed the first threshold of astral travel in by my reckoning after having listened to him. So I'm not here to malign anyone. I'm just saying uh it takes learning from trained masters in various systems of qigong. You can't just jump on Wikipedia and think, "Oh, Lian Jing Hua Qi, Lian Qi Hua Shen, Lian Shen Hua Wu Wei," and I've got it. That's such a superficial understanding of the thing. You have to get out there and experience uh, blow for blow. What is Jing Qi? How does it function in the body, and how do I cultivate it through sex magic, and then experience the great um flux and reflux of chi, the yun chi and the wei chi and the shen chi and all of these different chis within the body, and be able to distinguish between them at a visceral level to get it right. And then Shen, right? Oh my God, once you open the palace of Shen and start to work with the nine chambers of the palace in the mind, um, you would never say that astral travel or path working is ineffective, boring, mundane. Uh, I put a quote from his video on my video. But yeah, that kind of shocked me, and it shocked other people too. Like I wasn't the only one. Obviously, I noticed immediately that I'm one of the most prolific writers in the commentary section on any channel that I participate in. So I used to participate on Dark Journalist a lot and Esoterica and Angela Symposium, but they don't appreciate it. And like some of them get angry and they're like, "Oh, you made a mistake, in your recalling of history or whatever." And then they dogpile on you. And it's like they're not doing any original thinking or writing of their own, but they're watching these other people who are PhD levels. And so that seems a little bit spurious to me. But I think about that too, and then I'm like, why should I put such great writing, extensive paragraph after paragraph, on other people's channels, trying to help them along the way, and then get attacked by like their regular viewers and stuff because you point out some shortcoming. And I don't mind it at all. Like hardly ever does anybody write anything on mine, so I'll save my writing for my own videos, right? And then if people want to see my writing, they can they can wander by my YouTube and read it from my videos because I like to read. And I've noticed a pattern among people of a greater intellect. They will watch a video, but then they'll immediately go into the comments section and read what other people are saying about the video and so on and so forth. So I foresee in 2024 something like that starting to occur with my channel. I hope that you guys do your research and tell me all about, because first and foremost, it's about experimentation and bringing the spiritual teaching forward, right? Bringing it out of the archives, putting it into practice, and seeing where it's going to take us in the future. This is a channel of fellowship. Yeah, first and foremost. So welcome. If it's your first time, don't let it be your last time, of course. Right on the quarter hour. On the quarter hours, I like to do the updates. So greetings and welcome, Wizard, Warrior, Wanderer, Wayfarer, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. If you're catching this at home later on, please hit the like and subscribe and do all that happy horse shit that makes the YouTube algorithms bark like Pavlov's dog. Also, don't forget to check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday for more behind the scenes PPTs, PDFs, and other essays and articles that I write, and pictures and stuff that I put on up over there. And while you're over there, you might put a little something in the tip jar. There's plenty of free stuff on the Buy Me a Coffee page, and there's other ways to support the great work. Remember, neophyte, goodness alone is power, silence is strength, will regaineth omnipotence, and love lieth at the foundation. It was the great beast himself who said that love is the law, love under will. And moving forward, we need to, into the abodes of the future, we need to project the magician's will, right? With the magical method straight through the chaos so that we're getting the results that we want, right? That's why we make the swirl with the targeting. So that's the way it works. Okay, back to what I was talking about. So I was talking about Jing, Qi, and Shen, which are the three treasures of the human body. Now, some people tune in and watch the Frank Monday channel, and they don't give a fuck about magic. They don't give a, they got a pocket full of fucks, and they don't give a single one for magic or qigong or the Chinese horse shit or any of the things I'm into. They just watch the channel to watch the channel. I don't even know why. Maybe they love me, maybe they're family or friends or something like that. But I'm hoping that over a long period of time, that if I repeat everything enough, it will become a part of their reality, because breaking through the veil and the chaos is really what it's all about, you know. So relax your lower Dantian. Relax your lower Dantian. Okay, so yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to talk about in my first knowledge lecture. So let me show you what I got here. Give me just a second, if you would. I will write it out on the paper. Let me try to choose a color that gives us a contrast color. And I should have gone with red on this one. That's okay. I ended up with blue, and I'll just go with it. Okay, so there are three. First, let me show you this. I think I got it here. Entire screen. I wish it would just pre-select it for me. Echo, echo, echo. Can we see that okay? All right, we're looking good. Three treasures. Nei Jia, Nei Dan, Shushen. Dantian. This is the one I want. Okay, so now there are three Dantians in the body, and I codify them through the centers of energy that they produce. And energy is the one I want to talk about in the upcoming magic school. I've called them the infernal Dantian, the terrestrial Dantian, and the celestial Dantian. So Dantian is a concept in traditional Chinese esoteric magic, which loosely translates as elixir field or sea of qi. Simply, energy center. A Dantian is the chi focus flows center, important focal points for meditative and exercise techniques such as qigong, martial arts, and Chinese
or any magic. This is what magic is all about, guys. Um, the three Dantians, different schools of thoughts categorize the Dantian in various manners. The three Dantian are typically emphasized as the lower Dantian, or the seat of the angelic demon, the holy guardian angel of the infernal realm, the infernal Dantian. It's at the crossing of the horizontal line between Ren Zhong 6 acupoint and the Rhenium, which it is also called the golden stove or elixir of life field proper, where the process of developing the elixir by refining and purifying the Jing Qi into vitality begins. The middle Dantian, which I call the terrestrial Dantian, is the seat of the holy guardian angel, right, of the terrestrial sphere, the magician himself, which is also called the Crimson Palace. It's associated with storing the spirit, with respiration and health of the internal organs. It's the emotive function of the human being, and in particular, the thymus gland. This cauldron is where vitality or chi is refined into shen or spirit. Next up is the upper Dantian at the third eye, which I call the celestial Dantian, and it's the seat of the true holy guardian angel, right? The celestial guardian angel, the divine spiritual agent. It's at the forehead between the eyebrows or third eye, which is also called the muddy pellet or the luminous pearl. And it's associated with the pineal gland, right? The pine cone. And it's where the shen is transmitted into wu jing, not wu wei. Wu wei is something you engage in. It's a practice. It's a cultivation. It should be transmuted into wu jing. They've Wikipedia is not perfect yet, but I could get in there and edit it and help them out a little bit. The term Dantian by itself usually refers to the lower Dantian, which is considered to be the foundation of rooted standing, grounding, breathing, and magic, right? It's where your Volantia exists. Other martial arts, including Qigong. And speaking of the lower Dantian or lower three energy centers, the term Dantian is often reused interchangeably with the Jap. I didn't know that. Meaning simply belly in Chinese, Korean, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't apply to what we're doing here. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so the rest of that does not apply. But that gives you an idea. That's a quick overview of Jing, Qi, and Shen. So there you have it.
Um, so in magic school, the upcoming lesson, focus on isolates. I'm going to focus on how you drum up additional extra energy from the lower Dantian, the infernal Dantian, right? And getting your demons under control. Imagine like leeches and slugs at the lower level trying to, the succubus trying to suckle at your magic wand or your magic shield if you're a woman, right? And they're trying to stimulate you to orgasm. And because when you have an orgasm without doing sex magic, then it's all lost. All is lost. All your magic power is just shot out into the world with no good result. Even if you're practicing magic, you're just fucking wasting your time. So what do we like to say? You're just jerking yourself off, right? Which is no fucking good. Better to put your seed in the belly of a whore than to spew it on the ground wastefully. I think I just lost a viewer talking about sex magic. That's okay. Right on into the abodes of the future. Then the middle Dantian, right? I'm going to teach you a mudra for gathering the energy there and circulating it within the body, making the heart-centered awareness, generating, like they say, my heart's beating faster and I want it to last. And then not exploding and destroying yourself emotionally, not letting those emotions get a hold of you. This is where more lower astral spirits reside, the ones who can influence you to anger, jealousy, spitefulness, this type of thing, right? Those are the spirits of the terrestrial Dantian. And it's where you're supposed to express the Christ consciousness and love for your fellow man. And then that upper Dantian, right? The celestial Dantian. And in this section, this is where we're doing astral travel and going beyond the veil, right? Directly penetrating into the celestial realm and beyond the celestial vault. And so you have to rise up from the lower dredges of the mystery of Golgotha
and pass through the fathomless cavern and the dreamlands, and then move in to the heavenly realm. If you don't do that, then you're not doing sublimation of your chi, your jing chi, and you're not doing internal alchemy. And if you think that is boring, or God, what was his wording? Let me check real quick. If you think that inner journey and that inner alchemy is, I've got to read it because it was just so mind blowing. But I never really had much. I've read a couple of the guy's works, and I've listened to him a bit, and he doesn't really sound like he knows. Like, he likes to talk about it and bring it up because it's popular, like esoteric Chinese Taoism, blah blah. That's what the Taoists were doing. It's like, good God, man! But you haven't even broken through. You got no right to comment on what we Taoist magicians are doing. I could tell you some people that do, though, that know their shit. Let me see here. Besides myself, which is just far too arrogant for words, and you should never. I don't think you should ever do that. You don't want to polish other people's fucking shoes, you know. Wrong. In Chinese, we have an expression. We say "走自己的路，让别人去说呗." Or walk your own path and let the others go fucking talk. You know, go let them go let them talk about you, or talk, because that's what he's doing. I mean, by me talking about him, um, that's what I'm polishing his shoes, so to speak. But that's okay, because I think it's important. He's got 100,000 subs. I've got 500. So, right, obviously he's doing his magic, and I'm doing mine. But I've got, with that said, I've got some of the most important subs on the internet, like Frater Francis, the Jersey Devil. My friend is saying her sitter had a bad dream. Now she's saying something around her is bad. Yeah, those negative demoniacal forces, man, you got to watch out for them. Like this other cat, he said, "Oh yeah, don't even worry about it. Demons can't enter your body." I was like, what the fuck are you talking about then? What's the goddamn point of the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram? If there's no danger involved in magic and you can't get possessed or get knocked out of your body permanently, how the fuck do you even know that you're the original spirit that you're the original ghost in the shell, the original spirit and dweller of your kingdom? You might not be, right? Like, this guy acts like he was an innocent young child that was thrown in prison. No, I don't think so, man. You evoked a serious retribution from the unseen realm. And was it even you? Do you even know what really happened based on your memory of the thing? Yeah, so you got to be very careful, man. There's a lot of charlatans out there that are pretending to be high level magicians that really don't have your best interest at heart. And I think this guy is one of them. But again, that's just my opinion. Do with it what you will. But I'm trying to find it, man. I'm looking through my own history here. I think I could find it faster without looking through my history. I got to do some typing though. Give me just a second. Oh, it's gonna take me a minute. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it was on my video. That's where I originally saw it. Okay. I could just show you the exact quote too, though, and do a little commentary on it. Yeah, 77,000 subs.
Their homes, looking for a place to live in safety, for a moment of peace. And now that it's winter, people who have fled their homes and others affected by the war.
Wow, they gave me a sponsored ad that is 37 seconds long, and it wasn't going to let me skip it. Isn't that something else? Okay. I think we're here now. Let me check the live stream. Are you guys still there with me? Free gift from God out in New York. You're headed to New York, man. That's really cool. I was actually thinking about how nice it would be to do Times Square on New Year's Eve. I don't think I've ever done that. Like, I've watched it on TV,
And I was in Boston for 2 years and I could have gone to Times Square for New Year's, but I don't think I ever did, man. Isn't that crazy? Here's a quick smoke review. These are called what are they called? Yushi. This is a very good Chinese brand of cigarette. It's a little like not premium quality. Yeah, I guess it is a premium quality brand of tobacco here in China, but they're very popular among people of my generation. Like, we're not boomers. What are we? Gen Xers. So the Gen Xers, they like to smoke these. They're pretty good. They're a little more expensive than I would like to pay for a pack of cigarettes. They're like $3 a pack. So I typically smoke the ones that cost $1.50 a pack. But they are good, and I'm thinking maybe in the future I'll smoke less and smoke higher quality cigarettes. So that might be something I'll look into because they are delicious. And I feel like because it's better tobacco, I don't have to smoke as many of them. So there's something to that. I mean, I drink the highest quality coffee I can get and the highest quality bourbon I can get. So I might as well smoke the highest quality tobacco I can get. I kind of deserve it. Let me see here.
Oh, and remember last time where I ended at, I was talking about how you always want to close the ritual down properly. And this is any
Let me share my
super exciting.
let me share my screen with you. Yeah, there it was right there. You don't have a fucking point. You're out of your goddamn mind. That's what.
But that's the next phase of it. We've only got about 10 minutes. Remotely fascinating or exciting or enjoyable.
Can you see that okay? Can you see that okay? You're good. Okay, good.
That's the second part of doing this. Now, this is what I mean about you read all these fantastic stories about how amazing astral projection is, and they go off into all these other worlds and do all this kind of stuff. To really get efficient at this, it's the same way as everything else. You've got to practice. You've got to do it over and over and over. And anything you do like that is going to get monotonous, and it's.
I agree with what he's saying here to a certain extent, but I don't, because as it's taught in the Chinese in Taoism, it could take you 30 seconds, it could take you 30 weeks, it could take you 30 years, or it could take you 30 lifetimes. So some people are going to have talent. Like, I know people that are talented artists and they didn't even have to try very hard to become great artists. I know people that were talented musicians that achieved a level of fluency because they had some musical genius, and they themselves even told me when I picked it up I could do it. So there's cultivation over many lifetimes. So to some extent he's kind of talking out of his ass here, but at the same time I agree with him. If you don't have any natural talent with a skill or art, you do have to fucking work hard in order to get it done. But it would never become monotonous for me because I'm always making progress and there's always additional breakthroughs. But here's where he says what kind of chafed a lot of people, I think.
It's going to get boring. I honestly don't fascinating or exciting or enjoyable about astral projection whatsoever.
Not in the least. He says that he doesn't find anything even remotely interesting, I forget the exact wording, fascinating or enjoyable about astral projection whatsoever in even the slightest.
When it was still new to me years and years ago when I was in prison, it was kind of interesting in the beginning. It was kind of amazing because you're experiencing something. Number one.
Okay, so that's part of it. There's a lot of context here, though. I could just go and listen to it yourself, right? Don't take my word for it. If he keeps it up there, I was surprised that he kept up my comments. Let me check those and see if they're still there, because they're a little bit derisive, but the thing in itself is a little bit of a heated conversation. Let me see here. See if my comments are still here. I'm trying to minimize that. Okay. Here we go. Anyway, it's just one dude's opinion. Okay, here we are. This is me. So I said, honestly, from Eccles' description of his success with astral projection, it doesn't even sound like he's made it past the first guardian of the threshold. And if you guys followed my 100-day astral challenge last year, then hopefully you made it past the first guardian at the gate, which it's like, fuck, if you're doing that level of magic, this is what high magic is, right? If once you get out there and you go up the corridor, into the valley, and you meet with the first guardian at the gate and you get past that, and you're not even going to fucking tell you guys because you should know, like, you're doing real magic at that point, right? And so I went on. He described it as boring and ineffective, too subtle to detect, and an overemphasis on tactile imagery. It's like, good God, man, what are you doing? You don't like some amount of grounding and tactile and stuff is okay, but when you're using your astral body, your body of light, you're not going to have the same sensual interpretation, sensual sensations that you do when you're genuinely in the astral realm and achieving the great work towards the celestial sphere. Once you get up there, like, everything is beyond real. It's realer than real. You don't have like mundane tactile sensation. You have fucking sensory overload, super sensual experience that's beyond anything that you've ever experienced. Every molecule in your body is firing at the highest rate of frequency. I think that at this point, your physical body probably rises up off the ground and becomes invisible to like people that would walk by and look at you. Like, you truly achieve the Christ consciousness and the rainbow state, and some hadi or whatever, nirvana, all that horse shit they talk about in the Indian tradition. Like, once you've had a real breakthrough, fuck it should never be boring again. You should be able to build on that and go up from there, not down, not into boredom and disinterest. Good God. A girl, time traveler Kitty 425. Wow, she's a little hottie. Let's check her out. It doesn't have an overlay. YouTube's so far behind in their tech, man. But she says, I love that people are attracted to this stuff. I could just read the comments section all day. We are finding each other. I hope she comes and finds me, man. I'm going to give her a thumbs up on that. Maybe I should respond to her directly because, I thought that was all in direct reference to me. No, it wasn't. Sorry. I need to say something to her, though. That was kind of erotic and hot. One guy asks, though, Michael Parkinson Design says, where's your 100-day challenge? And I tried to respond like 5 times and it kept deleting it because I put a link in there. But this guy says, in your travels, have you ever come across Yeshua? No, I haven't, honestly. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not looking for him. Maybe he's not looking for me. But I've met with Socrates and Lao Tzu and Master Liu Dongbing. I said, touche, I see what you did there. Honestly, I have not, but I have not sought him out. Once, though, in engaging battle with some demonic forces, I attempted to use the name of Jesus. I said, in the name of Jesus, disperse. And they laughed at me. There were like these legions of demons, and they wanted to suck my chi out of my body. And they laughed and they said, your weak, ineffectual God has no power here. And then when I reflected upon it, I started to invoke the name of the Tetragrammaton. I just started to concentrate from my heart center and Yod Hey. And by the time I got to the end of Hey, I could hear them whispering in sibilant, secretive words in their own minds between them. Oh no, he knows the real magic. And all of their vitality started to get sucked out of them, and they started to wrinkle and dry up, and they all yelled flee to each other, and they all fled off at great speed. So there's that. Like, the Tetragrammaton is high level power in the on the astral realm, whereas Jesus did nothing for me. But maybe that's just because I don't have direct relationship with that specific entity. But the Tetragrammaton, man, it fucking had them shaking and pissing on themselves. It was wonderful. Fuck not. Jesus' name works if you believe. I don't know. I believed in Jesus in the past, and his name has never worked with any magical power for me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe you need to do Yeshua or something. Maybe you need to use the original Hebrew because it doesn't seem to work. But that's just my experience, guys. Anyway, did they delete some of my comments there? Let me see. No, that should be me. That should be on my original post. But it doesn't seem to be. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is the final comment here. Oh, that was from that girl. She was commenting on my thread. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna reply to her at some point. This guy, user, I thought this looked suspiciously like somebody in my coven already that found out about this video and left this comment. So if this is you, let me know, because that's a very spurious username, right? User Hipixie Moike. Huh. Interesting. I concur with your assessment of astral projection. You have articulated your understanding of this phenomena extremely well. And I was a bit lost hearing Damien Eccles go on about astral projection being subtle and mundane. I have seen and done some shit in the astral realm. Let me tell you, I can taste, smell, feel, fly, visit lower and higher dimensions than ours. And I have seen the Akashic records. Yeah, so that sounded like somebody I might know. Did you write that, Frater Francis? Was that you? Let me close this up. Anyways, guys, we're at the top of the hour or the bottom of the hour. I don't know what radio people call it. So let me do a channel announcement. Greetings and welcome, Wizard Warrior, Wanderer, Wayfarer, and Wildcat alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission. Good magic to you. I am Frank Monday, your host for the live Jive archive of, we're doing a little bit of debriefing on Magic School, Magic from the Chalkboard. And be sure to check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Right. I'm not a criminal. I'm just like Darkside Phil, e-begging, pull a something in the tip jar. You're going to get PDFs, PPTs, essays that I've written, muses and meanderings, poetry, pictures, behind the scenes stuff. Go there and check it out and you'll see all of that. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. If it was your first time, don't let it be your last. And let's get back to the show. Oh, I cherish each and every one of you that tunes in and listens to me ramble on about magic because it's something I love and it's good fun. You may or may not feel the same way, but if you do, stick around and we'll get to know it a little bit better together. Right. One thing I do want to quote is that Gao An of the Foshan Mountains, he was reading one text for like over 2 decades. And it was one book on magical practices, the 77 techniques of the Inner School of Complete Enlightenment, known as the Shen Shen Zhuan. And it was written by Ge Hong. And he also wrote the Bao Puzi. And so Gao An had never gotten to the Bao Puzi yet. I guess he read it, but then he went on to the techniques. And some of his disciples said, you've been carrying this book for over 20 years now. Don't you feel like you've learned it? And he's like, once you find the perfect book on your magical method, he's like, you don't need to go looking for other books and learning other books. Just make sure that you've mastered every word of the quintessence, the magnum opus of the book that works for you. And so sometimes young aspirants get out there and they're just inundated with the amount of material. I mean, like if you watch Foolish Fish, this guy's reviewing 10 to 15 books a week or something. And so Gao An said, he said that reading many books on a subject only breeds confusion. Reading one book thoroughly, a deep read on one book, it'll unlock the secrets for you. So you need to go deeper and deeper and levels upon levels of that one original teaching. in the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu said, "The further you go, the less you know." So when you get out there and you're grasping like an octopus, reaching out and grabbing every book on magic, you're not really going to learn anything. Just get that one good magical text that you need, so that you can refine your own grimoire. And the Arbatel of Magic it's really the one, right? And the Arbatel is a book of it's a collection of 9 empty books with 9 headings. He wrote the first book in the Arbatel, but then there are a total of 9 empty books. So you need to write your own grimoire, and that should be done. I think you don't need a huge library, though I've got a fairly substantial library myself. But I'm not like those guys who have sponsorships and they just get an endless amount of books. But again, I mean, master those single methods. So for astral projection, you've got the one that Eccles mentioned, which was Astral Projection for the Beginner by Edain McCoy, Edain McCoy. And then the ones that I recommend, the one that was recommended me to by the Poke Runyon's Church of Hermetic Science, the Ordo Templi Astarte, was Ophiel's book called The Art and Practice of Astral Projection. Ophiel is Ophiel. And then one that I liked that I read years back is by an Australian guy, Robert Bruce's Astral Dynamics. And then, of course, it's like, how much, have you done the exercises? Sorry for my volume there. Have you done all of the exercises in Franz Barton's Initiation into Hermetics? If you have and you still find visualization, projection, and pathworking boring, I think you've overlooked something. And so I'll leave it there. That'll be my final comment on that particular thing. Dantians, there are 3 of them in the body. There's the infernal Dantian, the terrestrial Dantian, and the celestial Dantian. Within those Dantians, they are elixir fields or cinnabar fields that produce a collection of certain energies within the human body. It is the Jing, also called Jing Qi in Chinese, the Qi, also called Yuan Qi, and the Shen, or the Hunpo, of the human spirit, right? So those 3 things need to be cultivated within the cauldron of the human body, right? So all of these things are fractal, meaning the human body is a cauldron, the cosmos is a cauldron, and then within the human body, each Dantian is a cauldron. So, and they contain their own alchemical processes. And the lower Dantian, the alchemical furnace, is where you ignite the spark of the divine and create the great heat within the body. This helps to sublimate your emotive function, right? Like your emotional energy, so that you control of the 5 solid internal organs and 6 hollow organs, so that you can refine all of that energy into a higher elixir known as unpolarized dark matter. That's where magic comes from. This refinement process, gathering the Jing Qi, transmuting it into Shen, or spirit, and then bridging the gap between yourself, your center of direct control, via the median of the etheric, right? The area of influence, and straight into the cosmic swirl, the unconscious, all creating stuff, all dancing, all singing stuff of the universe. And that evokes, it elicits a response, an echo, right? So you've got Volantia, your centered focus, decreeism, and then Paucism, the response. And this is a good lecture for today's Magic School endeavor. I'm going to run, though, man. I'm going to run to the abodes of the future. I got other things to do. I've got reading and writing to do. I just wanted to tune in for a little while and say hello to everyone. A free gift from God out in Jersey. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by and checking in. Everyone that stopped by and checked in for today's live stream, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Hey, did you guys see that AJ from the Y-Files gave me a shout out during his live stream? He said, Happy New Year, Frank Monday. My fucking head almost exploded, man. That was the most delightful thing. I mean, that really launched 2024. It was the new year for me. That was day one of 2024. And I sat down, I was listening to his thing, and I'm like, I wonder if I could get AJ to notice me and say hello. And I thought he was only he's a good guy. It seems like he mostly responds to super chats, but I thought he personally came and said thank you on one of my videos that I did about his channel. And I thought he might remember that. Like he might remember who I am and he might say hello. So I said in all caps, I said, Happy New Year, AJ. Love you, brother, or something like that. And he saw it and he said Happy New Year to me, and my fucking head almost exploded. Anyway, good magic, man. That was entirely magic based, like connecting with him and getting that. I think he's a dragon. Anyway, well, I think we're both really close to 50. Like I'm 50. I think he's really close to 50, but he's got his fucking act together. Good God, man. What a show, huh? But I'm basically the mirror image of AJ because I've got Hecklefish right over here. If you guys haven't seen, I've got an axolotl that I summoned. It's my familiar. So guys, we've got really exciting things coming up this year. I'm going to make more academic videos. I'm going to make higher value videos with better content. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to try to reach out and connect with more people. I'm going to jump on other people's channels like Damien Eccles and Foolish Fish and Esoterica and Angela Symposium and talk a fucking gang of shit. You know, probably get banned like I got banned from Dark Journalist. But I don't care because I'm just going to have fun. And nothing I say is like bannable. You know what I mean? It should just be bringing the teaching forward. Yeah, I know you are. Free gift from God. God bless you, man. Take care. Have fun on your adventure. I'm going to roll off into the abodes of the future too, because I got shit to do and I know you got shit to do. And I wish I could tune in for you for the entire way through your journey and see you on the other side. But hit me up in the Discord, guys. Lunar Light Entertainment Discord. You can find it on the About section of my channel. And keep doing good magic, right? Cultivate your Jing and refine it so that you can get better control of your Qi and start the refinement process of the elemental grades of magic, right? The earth, air, fire, and water. In the Chinese system, we have the additional element of metal and wood. So the air directly corresponds with wood, and metal directly corresponds with spirit or quintessence, right? The sine qua non, the absolutely essential essence of the human being. And with that said, guys, I will see you on the next transmission. God bless you and keep you as we roll into the abodes of the future. Do good magic. Hit the like and subscribe. All that happy horse shit. Leave a comment on the video. I love y'all good looking, sexy people. Until next time. Bye for now.